Hi everyone, I'm going to be going over the classwork for June 9th. This is our last similarity lesson. So the first thing I want you guys to do is watch this YouTube video. It'll kind of explain, how to apply similar triangles. When they look like this, when there's like one triangle sort of embedded within another one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve number one, and I'll solve one of these down here that involves a little bit more algebra. So first thing I'm going to do is just grab a screenshot here. Basically, with this sort of thing, you can think of this two different ways. You could say that this triangle here that I'm outlining in pink is similar to the larger triangle, which I'm going to highlight in yellow. That's one way to do it, and that's probably the way I'll do it. But there's more than one way. So, for instance, here the 15 is proportional to the whole thing in yellow. So we call that x. And that's basically just going to be the distance from here all the way down. Actually, let me change that just a tiny bit. From here all the way down. So 15 is proportional to this x over here. And let's see, this whole thing is the 14, and then this right here will be 14 minus 4, which would be 10. I'm going to say this is 10. So the distance from here to here is 10, all the way over is 14. Here to here is 15, all the way over is x. But basically this x is kind of the same thing as the 15 and the question mark. So actually, maybe I'll switch this around. I'm going to change this so that x is just the distance from here to here, kind of like the 4 that they labeled here. I'm going to call this x. And then we know the whole thing would have to be x plus 15. Okay. So 15 is proportional to 10. So we could say 15 over 10 would be equal to x plus 15 over, I guess 14 is the whole thing. So 14 times 15, well actually let me just write it out. So we cross multiply. So 14 times 15 that has to equal 10 times x plus 15. So let's see, what's 14 times 15? Let's go here. 14 times 15 gives you 210. Okay. So this is 210 is equal to 10 times x. We gotta distribute to both in the parentheses. So 10 times x gives you 10x. 10 times 15 will give you 150. Okay, so we got 210 equals 10x plus 150. So let's just, next step, we're trying to get the x by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 150 from both sides. So just get rid of the 150. So at that point, this just becomes 10x is equal to, this canceled over here, 210 minus 150 will give you 60. So all I gotta do now is we're trying to get x by itself, so it's 10 times x. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So divide both sides by 10, and that will give you your answer. You'll get in your end, x is equal to 60 divided by 10, which is 6. Oops. Okay. Let's erase. Okay, there we go. X equals 10. Oh, wait, sorry, I meant to say 6. 6. Okay. So that's your answer. 6 is the distance from here to here. Okay, so that's one way to do this. Another way to do it, which may be faster, I'm just going to show it to you guys real quick. Let's see. So I already showed you guys that this right here was 10. I think this is the faster way to do it, but it involves another theorem. 10 and 15 and 4 and x. You could just say that the 10 and the 15 are proportional and the 4 and the x are proportional. So instead of saying 15 over 10 equals x plus 15 over 14, you could say over here, I'll actually switch colors for it. Just so you guys know this is different. We already have the answer. I'm just showing you guys another way to get there. Let's do purple. 15 over 10 equals, so 15 over 10 will equal x over 4. And if you do it like that, the math will probably be a little bit easier. For instance, 15 times 4 gives you 60 equals 10x. And then we're basically right here. So we just kind of skipped a little bit of the algebra. So this, I guess, is easier, but I think it's just like a shortcut. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is item number 1, I want you guys to do 2, 3, and 4. And I'll do number 6 over here, because it looks a little bit tougher than this one. I want you guys to try number 5 on your own. Let's see. I'm going to grab a screenshot of it. I ended up grabbing a little piece of my camera, but it's okay. Alright. So that's a 10 here, as long as you can see that. Okay, so we have 28 and 8, 3x minus 5, and 10. So I'm going to solve this one the way I did, like, kind of towards the end. I'm just going to say that this section here will be proportional to this section here. And then I'll say that this section here will be proportional to this section here. So it relies on the fact that the triangles are similar. It's just a little bit of a shortcut. So, let me see here. So this is 8. What's this section here? It would have to be, the whole thing is 28, this section is 8, so this right here would have to be 20. And I think we have everything else we need. Okay. So, I'm going to say that 20 is proportional to 3x minus 5. So we're just going to say 20 over 3x minus 5 is equal to, we did this over this, so now we got to do 8 over 10 is equal to 8 over 10. Okay, so now let's cross multiply. So this will be multiplied and these will be multiplied. So what's 20 times 10? That'll give you 200. Will be equal to whatever 8 times 3x minus 5 is, so now what we got to do here is we just got to distribute. So we got to do 8 times 3x and 8 times negative 5. So what's 8 times 3x? That should give you 24x. 8 times negative 5 will give you negative 40. Okay. 200. So now we're trying to get the x by itself. Let's get rid of this minus 40. So I'm going to add 40 to both sides. We just got to do the opposite. So plus 40, plus 40. So add those across. Negative 40 plus 40 cancels. So we can cross that out over here. And let's see. 200 plus 40 will give you 240. By now you guys should see where this is going. We got 240 equals 24x. Now what we got to do, we just got to divide both sides by 24. So divide by 24. Divide by 24. So that'll cancel, and then that'll just give you x is equal to 240 divided by 24 will just give you 10. So basically, x is equal to 10. I guess the section over here would be 3 times 10 minus 5, which would be 25. But they're just asking for what x is. So this is all you got to do for this. So you can just say x equals 10, and that's all you got to do. So I want you guys to do, at number 6, I want you guys to do 5. So basically, you guys will do 2, 3, 4, and 5.